Alright, we are transferring the Rasputin's beard. So this one I brewed back in March. And I let it age for a good 4 months in a secondary. So now we're going to go ahead and move it over to a keg. It's probably not going to stay in the keg. I'm probably going to bottle almost this entire batch after it's carved up nicely. But right now I'm just, I sanitized this keg real good and I'm just transferring it over into a bucket. Gives me a chance to kind of, sanitize all the lines and stuff first. And then I'll go ahead and move this over there, probably let it sit on the gas for a couple of weeks, then bottle it up. There's a friend up north that's been looking forward to this, so probably going to bottle most of this up for him and figure out how to get it up there. Because right now they're still in quarantine in Pennsylvania, so we shall see. But we have just enough room in here for the third keg. So that's the New Zealand Pilsner, and that's the Munich Helles. Both are a little over the halfway mark, I guess. Actually, this one's probably about 2/3. That one's about half. Really good beers, man. And I need to bottle up some of that before I go to town on it. Alright, we are now transferring. Don't mind the mess in the kitchen. Just had dinner a little while ago. But yeah, we're just... nothing fancy, just auto siphon. It's never failed me before, but man, this beer smells amazing. Yeah, you get all those dark fruit smells off of that like I did on my last batch. Hey guys, Matt here, the Brewery. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Doing things a little bit backwards this week. So, instead of me starting off the video, I showed you transferring this beer. This is the Rasputin's beard. This is version 2.2. So the original version of this I brewed up in Pennsylvania, version 1, which was very smooth, just, award-winning really, recipe that I kind of got offline and made a couple of minor tweaks for myself. And I really liked it, and I've been playing with it over the years. I brew this every couple of years. It's a really, really nice beer. Everyone seems to really like it. This in particular, this time around, this version of it is made for somebody up north, a friend of mine. Pretty much is going to take the batch or most of the batch. Just paying me for ingredients and stuff like that. So just got to figure out how to get it up there. But anyway, this is the reason why it's 2.2 is version 2. I had made some adjustments to make it a little bit more, a little bit stronger, to really fit into that Russian Imperial Stout category. The original version I think was a 9%er. Then I got it up to a 10. And the 0.2, the sort of the subversion that I have going on now, I wanted to reduce the amount of fig and dark fruit, raisiny taste that was in there. It was there, but it was a little bit strong for my liking. So I've reduced the amount of Special B. I think I took it from a full pound to 12 ounces or 8 ounces. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, we'll see what we have here. Of course, this is still fairly new. It's not been chilled yet. It's not been carved yet. This is straight out of the secondary. So we're looking at the beer was made in March, so we're going on 5 months now. So it's aged a little bit. I'll probably leave it on the gas for a couple weeks before I go ahead and package it. I'm in really no rush. But man, you still smell that the raisiny, the dark fruits, the prune, stone fruits, that kind of a smell to it. It's not really, really strong, which is great. That's what I was after. And you get the roasty character in there. It's a nice blend this time around. Before the roastiness took a bit of a backseat, and you got a lot more of that dark fruits. But now that it smells like a dessert beer. Honestly, it's a really nice blend of both. So let's see what we have here. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That is nice. Now I can't wait to see what this is like when it's carved up and chilled. Yeah, it's got a nice little warming effect now too. The other version of this didn't do that. For a 10% beer, before you couldn't really tell. I mean, you could tell afterwards, but you couldn't tell when you were drinking it that it was that high. You didn't get a lot of the alcohol notes. This one, I can taste a little bit of the alcohol notes, but it's very, very subtle. And of course, that warming effect, that's something I didn't get with the last version either. It's really interesting how you make a couple of little tweaks to a recipe, and it can have a decent impact. So yeah, it smells really, really nice. It's got, it's got that nice blend of the roastiness and the fruits and the raisins and prunes and things going on there with that. That's really, really inviting. Has a nice full body to it, and it's got a nice smoothness to it too. When it kind of like nicely coats the tongue, it's really nice. So yeah, more to come on this beer. Probably pull another sample every week here until I feel like it's ready to be bottled. So once it's fully carved up properly, then it'll be good to go. I don't have a whole lot of updates for you this week. If anybody has, looking, last week I fixed the panel. I brewed something for the malt experiment, for the BrewTubers malt experiment. Turned out really nice. I didn't have any time this week to brew anything. Hopefully I can get around to brewing something next week. I do have the ingredients for a cherry wheat, the DKN, and I still got plenty of ingredients for probably whatever else I want to try to make too. Probably here, beginning of the fall time frame, end of summer, beginning of fall, I'm going to take my crack at another pumpkin beer. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do there. Wally and I actually were talking about possibly collabing on that. We were thinking of maybe doing some kind of a pumpkin, instead of doing the traditional, like, you usually see pumpkin ales, which is like an amber, or you'll see like a pumpkin stout. I think we're gonna try something a little bit different. I think we were talking about doing like a pumpkin blonde or a pumpkin cream ale or something. That'd be kind of interesting. I don't know. It's still in its infancy stages. We just started talking about it, I don't know, a month or so ago, and might revisit that again now that we're getting closer to the end of summer. But that's really all I have planned right now. I just got to find time to brew again, which hopefully next week I could do that. Oh, the BrewTubers 2020 malt experiment beer is sitting over there behind the camera. It is now chilling. I'm doing the cold crash on it. It fermented out like a beast. I didn't have any type of an issue with a blowout or anything like that, but I did do a blow-off tube into some Star San, and it was just going nuts. Probably fermented out in 3 days. It was really fast. I did a sample the other day, not yesterday, day before, and it came out to, it was 10-11. So it's probably terminal. Beersmith says that beer should be around 10-12, so that's probably done. I didn't have airlock activity for a while. I did a sample, and it hasn't moved. So I figured go ahead and start the cold crash, because I'm up against the limit now. Everyone's going to start mailing their beers over to me for the experiment, probably starting next week. So hopefully I can get that. We're doing a cold crash for 3 days. I'll go ahead and keg it, get it carved up, and it'll be a quick turnaround. It'll be a nice fresh beer for folks trying it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Everybody out there that's doing the malt experiment, I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody has on the table and seeing what all these malts bring. It'd be really cool. So with that, everybody, that's really all I have. We'll keep it short. We'll see everybody next week. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Stay cool. It's been very hot around here. It's been, it's been pushing 100 degrees pretty much for weeks, for the last at least 2 weeks. And we've had rain and storms almost every day. And I swear those storms are trying to cool it down, and they've failed. It's been hot every day. It's even been really, not really muggy, but it's been uncomfortable at night even too. So it's just been, the AC's been on around the clock to keep everything nice and cool in the house. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing all right, where you are. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Take care. Cheers. That's going to be real good. Can't wait to see how this thing finalizes. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this quick too. So we're cold crashing, 38 degrees. It's been in here for a day. So 3 days, we'll go ahead and move it. And to prevent suckback, so what I normally do when I'm fermenting now these days is I have this blow-off tube into my SS brew bucket. And when I'm done fermenting and ready to cold crash, what I do is I put this end on there. I put some bibs and bobs here together from Brew Hardware. So I just clamp this on there. It's just a barbed fitting that goes to a gas valve. And this way, nothing's going to get in there. It is now sealed. I usually put a couple pounds of CO2 in here to make sure it is fully sealed. There's no oxygen in there. and then I'll close this up and I'll just leave it sit up here. That way it can't suck back. It's not going to happen. And then this way it's already prepared for when I go to move it. So when this is done and I'm ready to transfer it to a keg, I literally just pop the gas on top of there, and from the bottom I put a fitting or a hose to a fitting that goes straight into the keg. So close transfer.